Hey everyone, I was sitting here just looking through some articles trying to make a few blog posts, and this one stood out to me a little bit because we got a story of a gay Kansas State football player coming out as being gay today. And it reminded me that I never talked about the death of Gilbert Baker on my videos. I made a big long blog post about how he was the guy who created the rainbow flag and whatnot. So most of this video is going to be about that. But this guy being from Kansas or Kansas State, that's where Gilbert Baker was also from. And there's Kansas equals 65 in gematria. And there's a lot to do with 65 in regards to the gay theme. And if you don't know what I'm talking about in this video, I'm also going to talk about gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words that is coded into mainstream media stories every single day. And whatever, I'll leave a video link in the description. Check that out. You'll have a better understanding of what I'm saying. But for example, the reason that we got this story today is for the fact that it came out on July 13th. And in most parts of the world, they write the date 13/7. 137 is the 33rd prime number. And the reason 33 is so significant, there's a lot of things that go with it. The highest degree of Scottish Rite Freemasonry is 33. Jesus supposedly died at the age of 33. A lot of this stuff that I'm talking about, it all stems back to God and the understanding of God, and our whole language and everything was based on God. So if you type out the word gay in gematria, gay equals 33. So this day, a perfect day to get a story about somebody coming out as being gay. And I barely even looked into this story. And I just remembered I was going to talk about the Gilbert Baker guy. But I read through the story, and at the very end here, they tell you, France's decision to come out publicly came less than a month after former New England Patriots and Kansas City Chiefs offensive lineman Ryan O'Callaghan, right? He announced that he was gay. Look at this guy. Look at him. He's age 33 right now. No wonder he came out as being gay, because the word gay equals 33. And look at, what kind of joke is this, too? Like, per ESPN, France and Arizona freshman defensive end Mike King Johnson are the only two openly gay players in major college football. The other openly gay player's name is Mike King Johnson. Are you kidding me? Like Dick Buttkiss, Jake Dick Butt. You remember when Michael Sam, the first gay NFL player or whatever, Michael Sam, he got drafted to the Rams? It's such a joke. I don't know how could you not understand that? Mike King Johnson, the first openly gay college football player this year. Ridiculous stuff. So anyway, let's get to the post about Gilbert Baker here, the rainbow flag creator, Gilbert Baker. And he died clear back in March 31st. But since he was from Kansas, and Kansas, the rainbow flag, some people say that it is even, whatever you call it, inspired by Judy Garland and the Wizard of Oz, right? And we're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. The word Kansas, we'll show you Kansas in gematria. Kansas equals 65. And Gilbert Baker, he died at the age of 65. His name in gematria even equals 65. Gilbert Baker, the small way equals 65. And he's the one who created the gay flag, LGBT pride flag. 65 in gematria. Kansas equals 65. So I'll come back to that. I just want to start from the beginning of this post here. There's a whole bunch of stuff even in regards to the death of Harvey Milk and George Moscone. Harvey Milk was the first elected gay politician in California, and he's the one who basically told Gilbert Baker to create this symbol for the gays or whatever. So Gilbert Baker died on March 31st of 2017, and people die all the time in regards to the connection to their birthday. And he didn't die 65 days before his birthday, he died 64 days before his birthday. But it's super fitting because, this is all about civil rights and everything else. The word civil rights equals 64. The Civil Rights Act was passed in 1964 by Lyndon B. Johnson that equals 64, and he died at the age of 64. So it's super fitting that Gilbert Baker would die 64 days before his birthday. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 65 as well, fitting with his name and everything else. Kansas, where he's from, the age that he died. It also said that he was born in the year 51. If you write out gay rights, it equals 51. The day that he died, 3 plus 31 plus 17. A date numerology of 51. The word homo equals 51. They also mentioned how it was called the pride flag. Pride flag equals 51 in Gematria. Let's see here. Talked about all that. In the article, they mentioned that the guy who told about his death, his name was Cleve Baker, or Cleve Jones. He's the one who confirmed the news about the death of this guy. His name was Cleve Jones. And in Gematria, Cleve Jones, his name equals 65 and 110, identical to Gilbert Baker. And he created the flag in 1978, right? That's when they designed the flag, 78. If you write out 1978, it equals 110, just like Gilbert Baker, the bigway, the guy who created the flag. And also, I wrote the date was March 31st, which in most parts of the world, they write it as 31/3, a lot like 313. Well, the 65th prime number is 313. So he dies on a day that syncs up with the 65th prime number. He dies age 65. His name equals 65. He's from Kansas. It equals 65, and it reminds you of, somewhere over the rainbow and the gay flag that he invented. So Gilbert Baker was challenged to make the symbol flag by the first openly gay politician in California, Harvey Milk. And in Gematria, in the reverse method, his name equals 65. I also pointed out Harvey Milk was born on the 176th day of the year. And in regards to rainbow, if you read out Roy G. Biv, the colors of the rainbow, in Francis Bacon Gematria, it equals 176, just like Harvey Milk, 176 in Francis Bacon. And Francis Bacon is, A through Z is 1 through 26, but when you capitalize the letter, like capitalized A would start at 27, capitalized B would be 28, and so on. That's why the big G in Freemasonry, that's the 33rd letter. That's why Francis Bacon is so important. Anyway, if you write out LGBT movement, it also equals 176. And he was also inspired by the Stonewall riots. Not Harvey Milk, but Gilbert Baker, inspired by the Stonewall riots that equal 176 in the reverse method as well. And it also said on Wikipedia that he was influenced by the flag representing world peace. When he was creating it, world peace equals 51. And remember, gay rights equal 51. He died on the date numerology of 51. He was born in the year 51. So I looked up Harvey Milk. Harvey Milk, he got assassinated as well. Harvey Milk and George Moscone, they got assassinated. But Harvey Milk died 6 months, 5 days after his birthday in the year 1978, which was the year that Gilbert Baker created the gay pride flag, right? 6 months, 5 days. The word homosexuality in the reverse method equals 65 in Gematria. He also died 5 months and 2 days after the first time that the gay pride flag was used. And if you read out Harvey Milk the small way, he equals 52. And he was the first elected gay official in California. California equals 52. The small way, and in reverse, it equals 65. The word homosexual equals 52 as well. I also pointed out that Gilbert Baker died 86 days before the 39th anniversary of the first time the rainbow flag was used. And that's super interesting because the original rainbow flag had 8 stripes, but then they later changed it to 6 stripes. So a lot like 86, he dies 86 days before the 39th anniversary of it being used. The word symbol, which is what they called it, a symbol for gay people, symbol equals 86, triangle equals 86, pyramid equals 86. And they had the 8-stripe flag had pink, turquoise, and blue on it. And then when they changed it to 6, they changed turquoise and blue into royal blue. Royal blue equals 51, like gay rights. So Harvey Milk and George Moscone, or however you say his name, they were assassinated by this guy named Dan White. And he killed them 86 days after his own birthday, right? They're like symbol, like triangle, like Gilbert Baker's, dying 86 days before the anniversary of the flag being used. And it was 86 days after his own birthday, and his trial, if you look him up, his trial led to the term Twinkie defense, right? Because he said that, basically he said that, he was depressed and he started eating a lot of junk food and it messed up his brain and whatnot. So they didn't charge him with murder, they charged him with voluntary manslaughter. And then they called it the Twinkie defense, saying that he ate too many Twinkies or too much, junk food and it messed up his brain and whatnot. Just interesting. That equals 86, and he did this 86 days after his birthday. And then George Moscone was also the mayor of San Francisco, right? And think about San Francisco, gay people, whatever. But he was the mayor of San Francisco, and after he was assassinated by Dan White, the new mayor was Dianne Feinstein, or however you say that. Her name in Gematria equals 86. And he was murdered 86 days after the guy who murdered his birthday. And then the big trial was all about the Twinkie defense that equals 86. Dan White equals 39 in Gematria, and he died age 39. If you write out 39, it also equals 65. And what was the 39 up here? Oh, Gilbert Baker died 86 days before the 39th anniversary of the rainbow flag first being used. So 86 days before the 39th anniversary. And then Dan White, the guy who killed Harvey Milk, the guy who inspired Gilbert Baker to create the flag or whatever, challenged him. His name equals 39, died age 39, and killed Harvey Milk 86 days after his own birthday. Hopefully that makes sense, It's a lot of like roundabout things, but they all make sense, It's the reflections of stuff. That's why the reverse gematria is so significant, and discovering it has made things that never made sense before make a lot more sense. Actually, I want to show one quick example I discovered earlier today when I was looking some stuff up. The word money equals 63 in reverse, and root of all evil equals 63 in the regular way, so in the reduced regular way, so how interesting. Root of all evil equals 63, and money is the root of all evil, and it equals 63 in the reverse method. And there's a whole lot of other examples, That was just one I discovered today. Dan White, his birthday was also 2 months, 9 days after the first time the rainbow flag was first ever used. And then his birthday was also September 2nd, which in most parts of the world, they write it as 2/9, 9/2 or 2/9. His birthday 2 months, 9 days after the first time this flag was used. Just his last name, White, equals 29 in Gematria. Also the big way equals 65. And it even says, if you look him up on Wikipedia, they even tell you how he was the second of 9 children. 2, 9. So I looked up the flag, more about the flag, and it says there have been other variations. I ran out of my 15 minutes there, but anyway, since the first flag that Gilbert Baker created, it says there have been other variations of the flag, and it says some of the more common ones have the Greek letter lambda on them. Well, go figure, because if you write out the Greek word, if you write lambda, it equals 33 in gematria, just like gay, just like AIDS, just like fags. The word queer equals 66, 33 plus 33. If you write out 33, it equals 66. They even mentioned how some of them took away the orange stripe and replaced it with black because of Donald Trump. Orange is the only color that equals 33, right? So they took away the orange stripe and replaced it with black. Orange is the new black and everything else too, you know, the reverse of that. But orange equals 33. I also just wrote in here gay guys equals 33, something I never noticed before. And then I even talked about how we got a story like this because we just got another story about Colin Kaepernick in the news around the same time. You know, Colin Kaepernick connected to the flag. Also from San Francisco, that's connected to, you know, gays and Harvey Milk and everything else. I then went on to talk about how it reminded me of the Confederate flag drama with the death of Freddie Gray and whatnot. Confederate equals 51, Freddie equals 51, Gray equals 51. The word conspiracy equals 51. There was a whole lot of 51 stuff going on at that time. But yeah, so whatever, just pointing that out. 51. Freddie Gray also another example that in regards to reverse gematria. Freddie Gray in reverse reduced equals 60. The super N-word that everybody knows, that also equals 60. That's why, you know, the word slave equals 59, and that's why in a leap year, February comes to an end on the 60th day, and in a non-leap year, the 59th day. Slave equals 59, super N-word equals 60, the small weight equals 42, February, the only month that equals 42. So much more going on with that, you know. 5 equals 42, 9 equals 42, but whatever, let's move on. I've talked about that stuff tons of times. I also mentioned how a long time ago, probably 2015, I had some videos I was talking about the Wizard of Oz in connection to this supposed time travel experiment called the Philadelphia experiment, but it was also, the code name was called Project Rainbow, but I pointed out that Philadelphia equals 65 in gematria. That's a number that's special to the rainbow flag creator and whatnot. And some extra stuff I put in here was the other person that got assassinated with Harvey Milk was this guy, George Moscone. He was the 37th mayor of San Francisco, and he was born on November 24th, the day that leaves 37 days in the year. And the guy who killed them, Dan White, he committed suicide 37 days before the 37th anniversary of him doing that murder, or before the 7th anniversary of him doing that murder, but 37 days before the 7th anniversary. If you write out 37, it equals 57, just like if you write out this guy's name, George Moscone, equals 57. The word Twinkie equals 37. He, did the Twinkie defense. So Twinkie 37. Possibly nothing. I just wrote, some people call San Francisco San Fran. That also equals 37. The word Gilbert equals 37. George equals 39. Moscone equals 39. And where was it? Dan White, the guy who killed him, equals 39. He died age 39. So, I got a fly that keeps laying on me, but we'll leave it at that. Just wanted to point it out. I saw this story about the Kansas football player. It was a perfect day because of, it had a connection to 33. The word gay equals 33. And I realized I never made a video. I feel like I made a video of this, but I can't find it. So maybe it got deleted. I used to have over 1,000 YouTube videos, and now I only have like 900 something because they just disappeared. I don't know where they went. So, Whatever. Peace. Have a good one.